Hello students, I Shobha Vadva from USP's Jain Public School. In my last video, I discussed about the respiration. In the part 3 of this video, of the life processes chapter, I will discuss about the transportation, the third life process, that is a transportation. Transportation is the movement of glucose, oxygen and other organic substances from one part of the body to other through blood. Now what is blood? Blood consists of fluid medium called plasma. Blood consists of plasma, red blood cell, white blood cells and platelets. These are the components of blood. First of all, plasma. Plasma is yellowish fluid in blood. 55% of blood volume is due to plasma and 45% of blood volume is due to blood cells. 90% of plasma is water. Its function is it carries cell around the body, blood cells, digested food and waste material. We know that it helps in transport. Plasma is the main fluid which helps in transport. RBC, WBC and platelets are embedded into the plasma. Now plasma suspends all other cells in the bloodstream. During exercise, it regulates fluid content by passing fluid from blood vessel to body tissue. The first cell, that is a red blood cell, its scientific name is erythrocyte. 99% of blood cells are red blood cells. It wear out in 4 months, produced by bone marrow. Destroyed cells are gone into liver, removed by liver or spleen. The hemoglobin which is present in the red blood cell, it gives color to the red blood cell. It also transports oxygen to the muscles during exercise, and carbon dioxide is also removed from the muscle to the blood cell. Now white blood cell. White blood cells, 700 RBC. After 700 RBC, there is a 1 WBC, that is white blood cell. Its scientific name is leukocyte. It is larger than red blood cell. It wear out in a few days. It is produced by bone marrow. It is a part of our immune system. It fights infection and diseases, destroy bacteria and foreign organisms. Our immune system fights with the bacteria. During exercise, number and activity increases, so illness can be detected earlier. Now next blood cell is platelet. Platelets, they are small, very small. After 700 RBC, there is a 1 platelet. It helps in blood clotting. Where there is a damaged blood vessel, they help in blood clotting. So it plug the damaged tissue. During exercise, it prevents bleeding from the torn muscles. Now the next topic is arteries, veins and capillaries. These are the types of blood vessels through which blood flows. First of all, artery. These take oxygenated blood from heart to rest of the body. Veins carry deoxygenated blood from all part of the body to heart. Arteries carries mostly oxygenated blood, but there is one artery which carry deoxygenated blood, that is the pulmonary artery. Veins carry mostly deoxygenated blood which has carbon dioxide, but there is one vein which carry oxygenated blood, that is the pulmonary vein. in the arteries blood flow with high pressure, so its walls are thicker. In the veins, blood pressure is low because it carries deoxygenated blood, so walls are thinner. No valve is present in the artery, but the veins have valves. Why the veins have valve? To prevent the backflow of blood. Arteries, blood speed is fast, but in the veins, blood speed is slow. Now capillaries, they are made up of only one layer of cells. It is extremely thin. It connects arteries and veins. It carries both oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. Through the walls of capillaries, there is a transportation of food, waste material, and other things like hormones that take place from the blood to the tissue. There is no valve in the capillaries, extremely thin, made up of only single layer of cells. Today we study about heart, our pump. Heart is a muscular organ which is as big as our fist. It is present into the thoracic cavity. Its shape is conical, apex facing towards the left side. It is present between the lungs. These are the two lungs in which the heart is situated. The heart is protected by the rib cage on all its sides. You are seeing here the rib cage are there. The size of human heart is similar to the size of our closed fist. The human heart internally shows 4 chambers, that is right atrium, left atrium, right ventricle, left ventricle. Atria are thin walled. These atrium are thin walled, whereas the ventricles are thick walled. Ventricles are separated by thick muscular partition. This is known as septum. So there are walls also present between the right atrium and left atrium. Right atrium receives the deoxygenated blood from different part of the body through vena cava. This is the vena cava. Then this from the blood, deoxygenated blood goes to the right ventricle. When it get contract, then the blood get filled into the right ventricle. At that time, right ventricle get relax. The blood flows only in one direction. Then from the right ventricle, the blood goes to the lungs through pulmonary artery. Now, after oxygenation, the pure blood, that is the oxygenated blood, comes to the left atrium through pulmonary vein. So, oxygenated blood comes into the left atrium. From here, the blood goes to the left ventricle by the contraction of left atrium. From the left ventricle, the blood goes to the all part of the body through aorta. So aorta take oxygenated blood to all part of the body. Now arteries are veins. Arteries, we know that it carry the deoxygenated blood and distribute to all part of the body from the heart. So aorta take the blood from left ventricle to all part of the body. Aorta is the largest artery which carry the oxygenated blood from left ventricle to all part of the body. So blood flows in the arteries. It gives the blood to the arteries. In the arteries, the blood flow with the pressure. They are thicker Arteries are thicker because the blood flow with the pressure. So arteries are further, you are seeing here, these are the arteries, radicular arteries are there. These arteries are further divided into smaller and smaller blood capillaries. These blood capillaries, they the nutrients and other things from the blood diffuses into the cells through these blood capillaries, because they are only made up of single layer of cells, and carbon dioxide get mixed into the blood through these blood capillaries, which further join, these blood capillaries further join, okay, to make vein. They open into vein, and vein carry this deoxygenated blood to the vena cava, and vena cava open into the right atrium, where the blood goes for the purification from right atrium to right ventricle, then to the lungs through pulmonary artery. So this is the circulation. So ventricles, these are the ventricles, they have thick muscular wall. What is the reason why they are thicker, their walls are thicker? Because the blood flow with the pressure, they have to pump the blood into various organs, so they have the thick muscular valves. So what is the function of these valves? Then valves are present between the atrium and ventricle. Right atrium and right ventricle valves are present. Left atrium and left ventricle also the valve is present. They ensure that blood does not flow backward when the atria or ventricle contract. Now, the mammals and the birds, they are having high energy needs because they are warm-blooded animals. What is the meaning of warm-blooded animals? Warm-blooded animals are those animals whose body temperature does not change with the environment. So that are the warm-blooded animals. We are also warm-blooded. We come into the mammals. So they are having four-chambered heart. They constantly use energy to maintain their body temperature. So that's why they are having four-chambered heart. The separation of right side and left side of the heart is useful to keep oxygenated and deoxygenated blood separate from mixing. Next topic is double circulation. Blood passes through heart twice in one complete cardiac cycle of the body. Once through the right half in the form of deoxygenated blood. This is the right half, right atrium, right ventricle. And once through the left half, that is the left atrium and left ventricle, in the form of oxygenated blood. So this is known as double circulation. It means the blood goes into the heart two times before coming back into the body. Once the deoxygenated blood from all part of the body, it goes to the heart, then it goes to the lungs for purification. After purification, that is the oxygenated blood goes to the heart again. From the heart it passes to the all over the body, where the oxygen get mixed into the each and every cell of the body, and carbon dioxide it get filled into the blood through the blood capillaries. Then these blood capillaries join to form the vein, which open into the vena cava. This vena cava take the blood into the heart in the right atrium. So this process is known as double circulation. Amphibians and many reptiles, they are having three-chambered heart. For example, frog is an amphibian and snake is a reptile, crawling animal, so it is a reptile. So both these animals, they are having three-chambered heart and tolerate some mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood. They are cold-blooded animals. So that's why they have three-chambered heart. Fishes have two-chambered heart. The blood is pumped into the gills, get oxygenated there, and passes directly to the body. So the blood goes once through the heart of the fish in one cycle. So it is known as single circulation. You see here, the deoxygenated blood from all part of the body of the fish, it goes to the heart. From the heart, this deoxygenated blood, it goes to the gills for purification. In the gills, the blood gets oxygenated. This oxygenated blood from the gill pass into the body parts. So in the whole cycle, the blood goes only once into the heart. So this type of circulation is known as single circulation.